Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important, just a question. My name is Raheem Aljami out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here by myself this morning. Everybody else, they'll be in just a little bit. They actually on the way in, and it's getting close to that holiday season. Everybody want to get a little tough, a little tug, look tougher, look closer in that blanket. Everybody want to get a little more snug in that blanket. And so they'll definitely be here with us in a little bit. But what we talked about today, what we're going to talk about today to start off with, we got quite a few things we want to cover. And you know what today is? Today is Way Out Wednesday. Typically, we don't have a topic on Wednesday. Sometime the topic, excuse me, sometime the topic roll over from the next day, Tuesday until Wednesday, and that's what we're gonna do today. But typically, we don't have a topic on Wednesdays. Is what we call Way Out Wednesday. Way Out Wednesday, and that's where we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. So if you have a topic, today is still Wednesday. So if you have a topic you want to talk about, something going on in and around your community, something going on in your life, you have a question about something or whatever it is, give us a call 508-924-3521. Five, excuse me. I need to drink me some water. 508-924-3521. Give us a call and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And we will talk about it in its entirety. In its entirety. So the phone lines are open again. 508-924-3521. We're going to extend what we talked about a little bit today. Don't know how long we're gonna stay on this particular topic. Or we talked about it we got pretty deep into it yesterday, but we didn't cover all the bases. And so we're gonna talk about taxes. And the question is, why are there so many taxes? Why are there so many taxes? Why do we have so many taxes out there? They tax us on everything. They tax us on our money when we work. When first get your check. When you first get your check, you don't work a week, 2 weeks, however it is you get paid. You put in your time. You get your check and you look at your check. All the money that you made on your check don't come to you. Taxes, FICA, Social Security, all kind of things gonna insurance, all kind of things are coming out of your check. They're digging in and digging in and digging in. If you, I'm just saying this. If you make $100, you might walk out the door with maybe, if you're lucky, 60, because $40 gonna be taken out of your check. And they say, well, this is for when you do this or when you do that. When you get old, you gotta have some money to live off of, your Social Security. Man, they've been taking Social Security out of people check for as long as I can remember. My first job, way on back when they took Social Security out of my check. They took it out of my check, and now they're trying to say that Social Security in a few years, it ain't gonna be no money left. What? Okay, well, now you've been taking it out all the years. All these years you've been taking it out, and you have not stopped taking it out. But now you're gonna tell me that the money has run out. You got people that retire every day. But every time somebody retire, you probably got hundreds of thousands of other people that's just getting started working on that same day, that same minute, that same hour. And so you're taking money out of their check. So if all this money constantly coming out of check, how you run out of money? When the person retire, they paid all the way up until the last day. Now you got hundreds and thousands of other people starting to work on that day. So how is the pot empty? I don't understand that. How can the pot be empty? Yeah, you got to pay people, and they stop working, and you got to pay them, but you got so many other people. 10 people retire, 1,000 people start working. Man, you ain't. I don't see how you gonna run out of money. I don't see how you gonna run out of money. I don't see how you're taking money out of 1,000 people checks to pay 10. Mm, I don't know. Five 508-924-3521 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input on this conversation. Are they taxing us too much? Typically we're talking about taxing. Are they taxing us too much? Are they taking out too many taxes on us? Like I say, they tax you. When you get your check, they tax you. You go buy something. You go buy a piece of candy, they tax you. You go buy a car, they tax you. Buy a house, they tax you. And they tax you. You got to pay property taxes on that house the whole time. You can pay the house in cash money. You could go in there, buy a house, cash money. Bam, here you go. I've done real good. I've saved my money. I want to buy this house. How much it costs? This is how much it costs. Okay, go get you a cashier check. Come back. There you go. There you go. There you go your money for your house. You live in that house 100 years. 100 years, you're gonna pay property taxes on that house. Taxes, man. Everything. You take a trip. If you take a trip, you're gonna pay taxes on the trip that you take. Your plane ticket tax, they're gonna tax that. Yeah, pay taxes on it. Rental car, oh yeah, they're gonna tax you on the rental car. Hotel, yeah, you gotta pay your hotel taxes. Parking, everything they tax you for. Whatever you do, you could best believe. I challenge anybody. I challenge anybody to come up with anything that they don't charge taxes on. I challenge you. Call in and tell me something that you have to where there is a money exchange and you don't pay taxes. I challenge anybody. I cash up you if you call in 508. Now I only could do this for one person. If you call in 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Tell me one thing that you're buying. Legitimate. I ain't talking about, don't come with no slick stuff. But you're legitimately buying, you purchasing, you're spending money. Tell me one thing that you can spend money on that there's not a tax, some kind of tax attached to it. And if you could call me and tell me that, I cash up you $20 right now. I cash up you $20 because I know that I can't think of anything. And if you can, you're a better thinker than I am. In this topic, anyway, on this matter. But anyway, 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. And I want to know. I want to know. I want to ask you the question: are they taxing us too much? Are they charging us too many taxes? Should they pull back on the taxes? Should they pull back on it just a little bit? How do you get, if you're working a regular job, and it's hard already to make ends meet. Some people working 2 or 3 jobs. Excuse me. Some people are working 2 or 3 jobs. Legitimately working 2 or 3 jobs. Paying taxes, 2 or 3 jobs. FICA, whoever it is, whatever they got going on. But they're paying taxes on 2 or 3 different jobs just to try to make ends meet. And they still find out that really it's still tough to make ends meet. To make ends meet because of the fact that they're taking so much out of their check. Now, if they didn't take all this stuff out of their check, it might be a little easier. Make $1,000. If you make $1,000 and they're taking $200 out of your check, that's a bill or two. That's a bill or two that you could have paid with that additional money. Now you got 2 jobs and they're taking $400 out. Man, that'll pay a couple of bills too. $400 will pay a couple of bills. Maybe even more than a couple. So my thing is this right here. Are they taxing us too much? Should there be a limit? Should there be a limit as to how much taxes each person have to pay? Now, you're going to get into another slippery slope. Well, it depends on, if you're making them $50 an hour and I'm making $7 or $8 an hour, you can't tax us the same. You're right. You're right. Because that's going to make it very difficult. It's going to make it very difficult for the person that's making $7 an hour. If you charge them the same taxes as someone that's making $30, $40, or $50 an hour. It's going to be very difficult for that person to make it because so much of their money going to be left on the table when they walk out that office. It's going to be very difficult. So how do we gauge it? How do we handle this? How do we handle this tax thing? Can we handle it? Has it gone on too far? Had it gone too far with it? Everything that you buy. And I put the challenge out there. 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. I put the challenge out there. If anybody could call me right now, and tell me something where there's a money exchange where you're purchasing something from somebody else, a company or whatever it is. Well, let's say it with a company, because we ain't gonna say it with somebody else, because I could sell you something and not charge you taxes. If I'm just selling something personally. But business sake, on a business level, if a company is selling something to you, if you could call me and tell me, if you can call me right now, 508-924-3521. If you could call me and tell me what it is, or something that you bought from that company, from a company, a legitimate company, and they did not charge you taxes on it, I cash up you $20. I send it to you. I send it to you, because I'm gonna tell you something. I know they tax everything. Excuse me, y'all. I know they tax everything. I know they do. I have no doubt. I have no doubt at all about that. But do they tax us too much? Yeah. Yeah, there are some things that the tax money is supposed to pay. The roads, the streets, the schools, and all the different things, all that stuff. But see, when I say the schools, even with the lottery, the lottery is supposed to take care of the school system, isn't it? Ain't that what the lottery is supposed to be for? So if that be the case, then we could take the school system off the table, because Lord knows y'all play the lottery. Lord knows y'all do. So give me a call. Let me know. What is that one thing? What is that one thing? What is that one thing that is not taxed? And that leads me back to the initial question. That leads me back to the original question: are we paying too much for taxes? And why are there so many taxes? That's the original question. Why are there so many taxes? What? How did they start with this tax system? How did it get started? I know a lot of y'all scholars out there. Y'all know how it got started. How these taxes got started. And I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of it was based on. I think it was based on a war. There was a war going on at the particular time, and they put taxes on things so they could fund the war. So what happened when there's not a war? Did they just see how much money was coming in, and this is good? Oh man, this is good. We're making good money on this. We can't stop this. We can't stop this right here. And I'm gonna say a prayer for my mother. She's actually having surgery today. So anybody out there, my mother's having surgery today. So say a prayer for her. But my thing is, they don't want to stop it, because they know the amount of money that's coming in. They know how much they're getting out of you. They know what they're taking from you. Every time you make a purchase, every time you get paid, every time anything happens, they're taking money from you, getting money out of your check. You go buy something, they got something. This is amazing. Donald Trump, your ex-president, the state of Colorado has taken him off the ballot. The state of Colorado says Donald Trump cannot run for office of presidency in our state on our ballot. How do you all feel about that? Are they being unfair to the orange man? Is it justified in what they're doing because he have so much stuff going on outside of this election on a personal level? What do you all think? 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Are they being unfair to the orange man? I say the orange man, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Are they justified in doing that? Are they justified? Because of the fact that he have in several states, he have stuff going on, man. I know he has something going on here in Georgia. With the poll and him trying to find X amount of votes. You just find X amount of votes because I'm running behind, and certainly I cannot lose. I'm Donald Trump. I cannot lose. So y'all find me them votes. Call these people down here, man. Get them on the phone, man, and harassing them, strong arm them, man, trying to bully them into giving him the votes that he need. Try to bully these people, man. He tried to bully the election. That's one thing. He got all the other things going on with money and all. Man, Donald Trump got a lot going on, man. If Donald Trump was an quote unquote an average everyday Joe or Joseph or Johnny or Jeff or whatever it is, he'd be under the prison right now. He wouldn't have a leg to stand on. He would not have a leg to stand on. I promise you that. But because of the fact that he have all these people following him, he's Donald Trump. He got a little leeway. But Colorado is sending a message. Colorado is sending a message. Now he gonna try to fight it. He gonna try to fight the situation. He really is. That's just what he gonna do. That's just him being him. He gonna try to fight it. But can he win? Should he win? Have the people of Colorado, have they spoken? Have they finally spoken up and said what it is they wanted to say? Have they spoken? I think they have. Now we got to see what's happening next. Now Donald Trump has planted a few people in the Supreme Court. This has to go to the Supreme Court. Well, Donald Trump has planted a few people in the Supreme Court that they may owe him a favor. See the air quotes. They may owe him a favor. And so what are they going to do? Are they going to go for justice and do the right thing, what they've been placed in office to do? Or are they going to pay that debt that they owe to Donald Trump and vote in his favor? I tell you, I don't think that him having all these charges, all this stuff that he's fighting legally and civilly that he's fighting, I don't think he have the time to concentrate. I think he should concentrate more on his freedom than trying to run for presidency of the United States of America. I think his focus should be on trying to free himself, trying to get this weight up off of him. That's what I think he should do. But what do you think? 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Shoot, man. If that's all it is, maybe I should run for president of the United States of America. Maybe I should run. Would y'all vote for me? What I'm gonna do? Obviously, whatever I do, I'll be better than the two people that we got running it right now. Both of them are of a certain age where they in a normal job, man, they'll be retired. But you go into politics, you work in politics forever. You'll be 100 years old, man. I think somebody just died. She was like 90-something years old, and she was still in office. Go into politics, man. You want longevity? If you want longevity, go into politics. Go into politics. You could be 90, 99 and a half years old and still sitting in there voting on stuff. Don't have a hiccup of a clue about what's going on in this day and time. Don't have a hiccup of a clue. Not a hiccup of a clue. But yet and still, they're going to continue to pay you. Go into politics, stay in there for a few years. I think it's a term or two. They're going to pay you for the rest of your life anyway, is what I understand. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But man, politics, that's a good lick. That's a good hustle. Politics is a good hustle. Because you can get in that thing and make money for the rest of your life. Rest of your life. Paid. You go up there and say, you vote yea or nay? I vote neither. I need some more time to look it up. See what's going on. But what do you think? But I started all this. I'm rambling a little bit now, but I started all this by talking about Donald Trump, the ex-president of the United States of America, and how Colorado has taken him off the ballot. Are they being fair to Donald Trump? Are they being fair to him? Should he have been taken off that ballot? 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Now, this man got a lot of things going on in the legal arena. You got a lot of things going on, man. A lot of felonies, misdemeanors, all kind of stuff going on, man. Should Colorado have the state of Colorado send a message to Donald Trump? Have they sent a message to him? Is he hearing the message? Because this joker saying he's gonna continue to fight. Oh, he gonna fight it. I'm not gonna go away without a fight, because That's the persona that he's put out there, that he's a fighter and he's going to fight to the very end. Right, wrong, or indifference, he's going to fight. Got a call. Let me see what we got calling in here. Stanley. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing good, bro. How you this morning?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Talking about Donald Trump. What do you think about Colorado taking him off the ballot? Is that
He shouldn't.
Go ahead.
He shouldn't be allowed to be on any ballots, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you can orchestrate treason against your own country,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we want to be fair, but that's the first time, and hopefully the last time that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't have a problem with them taking them off. Like, hopefully the other states will follow suit
Mm-hmm.
and just take him off.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he still might, you know, be written in or something like that. You know, I don't know if they can still do that. Like the president, I know they could do it for other local municipalities and stuff. I'm not sure about the presidency, but yeah, I don't have a problem with them taking them off. They should have never been on there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They had prosecuted him or indicted him for treason after that happened. You know, they had a chance to do that, but it chose not to, because if they had done that, he would not have been able to run
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
24.
And
so, yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
how many times have you been impeached? 2?
No, did they impeach him?
Yeah, I think they went to well, I ain't gonna say they followed through, but I know they've attempted to impeach him at least twice. I don't know which one, whether 1 or 2 of them went through.
Yeah,
but they've
tried to. Yeah, I don't think when McConnell and them boys would go through with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. See, that's another thing. I heard you talking about the lifetime pay, the pension, and all that. They need to have a limit.
Yep.
For these guys, and an age limit for these guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mitch McConnell most days don't even know where he is.
Exactly.
But he's still there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, he'll be there until he decides to retire or until he dies in that seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so if you can limit the president to 2 terms, why not limit those people to 2 terms? Like I said, or either have an age limit. So once you get to be 70, retirement age is, I think, it's 67 now for most people. Once you reach retirement age, okay, we're going to bring you out of here and let somebody else run for this seat.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll stay there until they die.
Exactly.
You're going to get paid the rest of life anyway. So why stay there, take up a seat when you really just holding up space?
Mm-hmm. And see,
let somebody else, somebody young come in and take over.
And my thing is, now they should get some. If they serve like they're supposed to. They should get. I think they should get something. But to have them to get the same amount of, pretty much or close to the same amount of money they was making while they were sitting in that seat, I don't think that's right. Because now you're paying more people. You talk about the country's in debt. Look at the money that you're paying out. Look at what you're paying out. You're paying all this money to these people for the rest of their life. You
gotta look at when it was set up and how it was set up.
Mm-hmm.
That was set up for white men to be in control.
Yep.
Country.
Tell the truth.
Set up for them. We're gonna let y'all stay in office until you die, and and we're gonna pay you that salary whether you retire or not. If you die, then it's gonna go to your family. But it was set up for older white men because they was running the country, and that's how it was set up, for them to maintain control and to be financially secure for the rest of their lives. That's all it is. They never thought you have black mayors, governors, senators, county commissioners, congressmen, judges. They never thought any of the black women, black men. Back then, they didn't even think about white women being in charge.
No, not at all.
It was all set up for the white man. So that's how this country was set up, man. It wasn't set up for us or nobody else. It was set up for white men to be in charge of the United States of America, and because they thought that we will be slaves forever.
Exactly.
But you got to remember, Declaration of Independence can include us. We were still slaves when that thing was written.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And still,
I don't really. Go ahead.
I don't know if Cody had us as 3/5 of a human being. I don't know. Did they ever change that?
I don't know. We need to research that. But,
Mhm.
but like I said, you go back, and that's what it cracks me up some days. I'm sitting there watching Gunsmoke, man, or these different older westerns. And the first I saw one last week when Doc was getting ready to go visit somebody on the other side of the country, and they had sent for another doctor to take his place until he got back.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman showed up, Dr. McTavish,
Mm-hmm.
and them old men like, a woman, doctor? No, I'll wait till Doc come back.
That's their
You gonna
mindset.
sit there? Yeah, that's their mindset. You gonna
Yeah.
sit there and if you get sick, you gonna sit there and be sick. The doctor come back a month from now because you don't want a woman doctor. So that
Yeah.
was the mindset back then.
Yeah.
Everything was geared toward white men being in charge of everything. Doctors, lawyers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They owned all the stores. They did everything, and it
Yeah.
wasn't set up for nobody else. Like
Exactly.
I said, some days, man, it just cracks me up, man. I'll wait till Doc come back. Doc will be on a month. So
Man, you mess around and die
won't
before Doc get back. Mess around and fool around like that. You mess around.
invest in die.
Yeah. Exactly. But let me. And one of the things that we said we was going to extend the conversation to today is this situation based around taxes, and are we paying too many taxes? And I gave a scenario earlier. If a person is working a job and they work the whole week, by the time they get their check, they get paid every week. By the time they get their check, say they make $600. Say they make $600 in a week. They're probably gonna pay in taxes and FICA and Social Security and all that. They probably end up paying about $200. So they walk out the door with $400, and you have to support a family with $400. Now, if they didn't take all those taxes out, that person will walk away with $600. They have a better chance with that $600 taking care of their family than they would certainly with that $400. So my question is, are we paying too many taxes? Because they taxes on everything, Stanley. You go buy something, they're gonna tax you. You want to take a trip, they're gonna tax you. You work, they're gonna tax you. Whatever it is you do, and I put a challenge out there again that if somebody could call me and tell me where they make a purchase from any company for anything, and they don't pay any taxes on it, you buy your house. You pay cash money for your house. Cash money for your house. Go get a cashier check, pay it off. You still gonna pay taxes on the house for the rest of your life, property taxes. And so, are we paying too many taxes, Stanley?
Now, I'm not gonna say paying too much because that tax money helps run the country, helps run the city, helps run the state. Run your little local government, run the state government. So I don't feel like we're paying too much in taxes because if we didn't pay any taxes, then where we gonna get money from to do all the stuff that we're doing? That's why I encourage everybody in my hometown when they have these plots, that special option local tax
Mm-hmm.
for schools or the roads or whatever they're trying to do with it. I think we need to contribute to that.
Mm-hmm.
So the taxes are going to take care of everything that we're doing with local government, state government, and federal government. So they could probably figure out some ways to decrease it a little bit, but
Yeah.
then you got to look at a lot of folks forget when they get these pay raises and all that stuff is coming from our tax money as well. It's put it in the budget.
Mm-hmm.
So if we didn't pay taxes, where are they going to get money from to run the country?
And see, my thing is this
You know,
right here. They add taxes on everything though, and then they say, well, we want to do this right here, so we're gonna add a 2-cent tax on this, and you dealing with all these people that's in the United States of America paying 2 cents every time they say they're gonna do something streets for the streets. We're gonna pay a 2-cent tax to make sure to repair the streets and stuff like that on this. Everybody paying 2 cents every time they buy something. Man, that's a lot of money. It don't sound like a lot. Looking in like 2 cents. Okay, 2 cents ain't that bad. But look, but you keep charging 2 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents. Man, before you know it, you got millions of dollars, man. And I go here in Atlanta, in certain streets, I don't even want to go up and down in Atlanta, man, because the streets are so bad. You tear your car, man. So some streets here in Atlanta, you go up and down that street 1 or 2 times, and you'll tear your car. So what are they really doing with the money?
Well, like I said, they have budgets for different, for everything has a different budget. And I'll tell you another reason the roads are being torn up, and it's not all the government's fault. When you ride down these streets and these highways, and it says weight limit such and such, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
You know why? A lot of these roads get messed up in the summertime? it's not as bad in the winter because it's cold out there and that stuff holds together pretty well. But let's say if you're riding on an asphalt road and it's a temperature of 105 air temp, that black asphalt is probably like 150, 160 degrees, right?
Yes.
So if you bring something down that road that's over that weight limit, what's that doing is pushing that road down. And that's how you develop a lot of potholes, because that weight, that stuff gets hot, man. It's almost like chili put. It just melts in the ground. So if you got 4 or 5 or 20, 18 wheelers going down that road on that hot day, pressing that asphalt down, okay, that's in the next day you get rain. Okay, that's where you develop a lot of these potholes there, because everywhere that road is low at, the water is going to settle in their hole. And next thing you know, it's developed a pothole. So that's why you see DOT get on a lot of these guys. If it says stay in the right lane unless passing, as soon as you pass, you're supposed to get back over to that right lane. You're never supposed to be over in the third lane, the fast lane, in a big truck. That's why a lot of them get caught, because that's tearing the roads up. The next time you go on the asphalt road this summer, just check it out. You see all those weight limit signs on there. You don't want you going over that weight because it's destroying the road.
Okay.
A lot of people don't care, but they just want to get what they want to get.
And that's what it is.
But they damaging the roads, and some of them realize, some of them just don't care. But that's why they have these weight limits on these roads, because as soon as it gets hot, man, that stuff just gets soft.
Yeah.
And then you bring. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying I can agree with that. But
yeah.
But see, my thing is too, even to that point right there. My thing is, man, a lot of times, man, like I gave the scenario about the making $600 a week and taking out $200 for taxes and FICA, and a lot of money is coming out people's checks, man, and people are struggling, man. People, people are having a hard time making it, man, and they're working. See, if they're working two jobs, and they're taking $200 out of each one of their checks. That's $400, man. That could pay a lot of money. And so my thing is, I understand what you're saying, and yeah, in certain situations it is needed, it is warranted. But man, think about the people too, though. Are we thinking about the people?
But I want you to look at this, Raheem. The people that are getting that money taking out their checks, right? If they make it to retirement age, or if they become disabled, some of the money that they're paying into the system, they will get it back. A lot of these folks, I know guys that worked for themselves for years, and they wasn't paying into income tax. Well, they were paying the income tax, so they had to do that 1099, but they wasn't securing themselves for retirement. They wasn't paying FICA and Social Security and all that kind of stuff, because some of them got around the system, some of them just didn't want to pay it, and some of them tried to pay it to keep themselves legitimate. So when they got to be 65, they had something to fall back on as far as retirement. But if they're not taking anything out of your check, what you gonna fall back on when you get older and retire or get disabled?
Well, Joy for Jay, and if he's listening, I want him to call back in as well. He said something against that yesterday, because he's actually disabled as well because of a couple of accidents that he had. And he said he's had his neck has been broken, I think, twice, and he's disabled right now, not able to work. And he said they refuse to pay him. They refuse to pay him. And so I was like, wow, how does that happen? And I hope he does. If he's listening, I hope he called in, because they said
they said what now?
No, he's saying they refuse to pay him. They're not paying him.
But they have to have a reason behind that.
No,
they just can't. If you have documentation from a doctor, then you can't work. They deny you sometimes, but they want you to give up. Once you give up, then you got to start. It said if you put in for it in 2020, okay, and they deny it, you have a year to refile to appeal it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't appeal. So if you miss that appeal, then in a year you have to start all over. But most of the time they're gonna get it to you. You get your decent lawyer, you can get it. But they have to have a valid reason to deny him. Maybe try to do it itself, and sometimes they want you to get a lawyer, and sometimes it's worth getting a lawyer. But if you've been paying to the system, you got hurt on your job or you got hurt away from your job and you disabled, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. Especially if his neck been broken, he can't work no more.
Yeah, yeah.
So he may need to stop him.
Yeah, he had
Get
it.
him a lawyer or a better lawyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he told us, man, he had his neck broke twice, and so right now, he's physically, he's physically unable to work. He said some days he can't even get up out of bed. He in so much pain, man. But yet and still they refuse to pay this brother. I hope, like I said, I hope he
He's a
called in
better.
so he can tell you a little deeper about, because he knows the situation certainly more better than I do. But hopefully he'll call in. Let me go to Badger. Badger, good morning. Tucson, coming to you next, brother. Badger, we extended the conversation about the taxes. Are we paying too many taxes? How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I was listening about the whole disability stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that stuff is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got denied 3 times. Had to do a hearing, and if it wasn't for the judge, I'd probably still be fighting.
So what happened in your case?
The judge looked at all of my diagnosis and
Oh,
my
no, no, no.
spine.
Why were you denied?
Oh, they said because I was still able to walk. I
Mm.
wasn't disabled enough. And to put it simply in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
But but the lawyer said this is what they do. And the more and more I've talked to people, the more I've come to find out that it's how disability lawyers are so available nowadays because you got to fight that hard. And a lot of people have faked things in the past and stuff. So you've got to really, really prove. And it's sad,
Mm-hmm.
even for people like me and Jay, who we didn't ask for what happened to us.
Yeah. Jay said they had his neck broke twice, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with my spine, I collapsed, and that was it.
Mm.
Uh, and it took so after being denied like the third time and all that kind of stuff, we ended up going in front of a judge. That judge looked over my paperwork and went, "Why did they deny you? And why are you wasting my time?
Mm.
You're approved. Get out of here."
Wow. Wow.
There was like nine. I think there was like 9 or 10 things on there with all this doctors and everything else, and he was blown away. He says, "I'm so tired of them wasting my time with stuff that should be approved." But I've also been
So,
told I was very lucky because it is judge dependent too,
mm-hmm.
just in general.
So with him saying that, it appears to me, and I'm guessing on what you said, you're not the only one that was denied like that.
No, it's across the board. I know. Depending on who the person is and what their background is,
Mm-hmm.
I know that can lessen or increase depending on who's involved and different lawyers and different judges and all that stuff. I know that's always a needs to be taken into this consideration.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And but to get to get back to what I was saying, no, it's I've seen it happen. I have seen it in multiple um, tribes,
Mm-hmm.
like
Wow.
across the board. It doesn't matter what sex you are or what race you are.
Mm-hmm.
If they
Mm-hmm.
don't want to if they don't want to approve you, you're gonna have to fight, and I mean hard. My wife, we're still. I know we've kind of go over some of the stuff that she deals with on the show. I don't want to get too stuff because she doesn't want it out there. Um, but it's been over 2 years, And the lawyer said hers is going to be harder than mine was,
Wow.
even though she's got more things going on than I do.
Mm. And you had to fight like the Dickens to get yours.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 And for the people that's just tuning in, we're talking about taxes, but we also talking about disability and how your taxes go towards your disability. And so if you ever find yourself in a situation, they're there to help you. That money that you pay in,
Supposedly.
supposedly, yeah. That money that you pay in is like Badger said, supposedly supposed to go to support you when you can't support yourself. But in his situation, Joy for Jay's situation, and even his wife, like he said, and he other situations as well where that's not always the case. That's not always the case, or you have to fight. And Stanley was saying too that if for whatever reason you're denied, you got a whole year to appeal it and go back in. But if a person is in a lot of pain and they suffering and stuff, Joy for Jay, he had his neck broke twice, man. Badger, his back collapsed, and I don't know what his wife's situation is, but a lot of times, man, it's trying. It's very trying to be able to get up and just go, at the drop of a dime. A healthy person, sometimes a healthy person get lazy. What do you do when you in that situation? Stanley, I'm gonna ask you that question. I'm gonna go to Tucson. We got Tucson with us as well. Stanley, what's on your heart?
Well, what I would do, like say, if I felt like it was taking, like I said, Badger said his wife has been 2 years. I really think that's too long.
Yeah.
What I would do after that first, I would give him that first year. But you're able to fire your lawyer anytime you want to. You go to your next lawyer. Hey, I'm disappointed in what's been going on. I feel like my case is strong enough to warrant my disability or whatever. And you go to that lawyer, sign the papers, send it to your old lawyer. You're not liable for anything financially, and then you move on. Because if you, like I said, if you're suffering, man, and you're in pain and needing to take care of your family, you can't sit around 2 or 3 years and wait on that money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although they have to go back to the date you file, as long as you keep up with your appeals. They have to go back to the date that you file and pay you from that date once everything gets approved. But who can wait 3-4 years?
Exactly.
If you don't have the income coming in, especially if you got a family, man, the mortgage and car notes and taxes and the property tax and all that kind of stuff. You can't wait 2 or 3 years. So Badger's lucky that he's got his straight and he can take care of the wife until they get everything else straight. But I wouldn't wait 2 or 3 years to deal with one lawyer.
That's good.
I would just move on to somebody else because it shouldn't take that long. If you've got 5, 6 things wrong with you, man, and I said it is judge approval. It's up to the judge to approve or disapprove. But still, 2 or 3 years, and you're dealing with the same lawyer, and he hasn't gotten you anywhere. I would just cut my losses with him, man, and move on to somebody else.
Yeah.
That will fight for it. A lot of these people stringing along because they're going to get money anyway. They're going to get 35% of the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the more money you get, the more their cut is.
Exactly.
So yeah, but I would look into another attorney myself, man. I wouldn't keep, like I say, especially if you're saying she has more wrong with her than you, and it's been 2 years. Nah, bro. Get you another lawyer, man.
Exactly. Tucson, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning? Donald Tucson, you there?
You down there eating Mississippi catfish and grits for breakfast.
Yeah, he probably sopping the plate right now. Got that biscuit sopping the plate. You know how they do. But well, he'll be back with us in a second or two. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
Oh well, it's not the lawyer. That's the scary part.
Who is it?
It's the Social Security Department. The ones that so you have to wait until like up to 3 times to get denied before you can truly take it up to a judge. Or at least that's all of my understanding. I may be wrong on that, but that was at least my understanding. This lawyer I got was kind of like a pro bono. She would you just signed for a certain percentage of back pay. Now the crazy part is if it takes them 2 years or whatever to work somebody's case from when they first filed, once they get approved, you get all of that back pay through those
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, that's what Stanley was saying. Yeah. You got to get all that
So,
back. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just to let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, actually, we end up about the same. Anyway, but yeah, and that's the other crazy part. Too is once you get it, you're limited on if trying to get any extra.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I wanted to save like $20 a month, right? If I get over 2,000 and I don't have a government approved bank account to be allowed to save up more, um, they'll take it from me.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope.
So,
Yeah.
which I understand some people's perspective of, if you're doing that, you shouldn't be allowed to save so much. When I started working just as I turned 16 and worked until I was 30.
Mm-hmm.
I was constantly paying into SSI and taxes and everything else. And now that I'm on disability, I do free labor and volunteer work. And people still complain I'm too young and shouldn't be collecting.
Wow.
So to me, there's also a lot of ridicule. Now, as far as all these taxes things, here's the other part. A lot of times when people are applying for trying to get SSI, right? They'll continue to sacrifice their body because they can't get approved for TANF,
Mm-hmm.
or they can't get approved for Medicaid, or they can't get approved for this or this. You can be on the streets, and let's say you go and apply for some of these things. You have proof you're applying for disability, but they say, well, you need a place to live. Who's paying for it? Oh, they make too much.
Wow. Wow.
Like I've seen them use, and this is across the board. This isn't just like, I know sometimes it can be more than others. Um, but it's wild to think about or to process, because when you get into this realm of we are ignored as human beings, especially those of us that end up in accidents and stuff like that. And a lot of us volunteer to help others because we were given time to do so, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're still seen as a detriment, or we're not given help by humans. Everything is Yahweh. So
Okay.
that's why, like yesterday when I was talking about the taxes,
Grab your badge. Mm-hmm.
why I'm grateful that it's there is, if it wasn't for the laws saying that that put these taxes into place, I unfortunately feel like our death rate would skyrocket.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Tucson, you back with us? Tucson, are you there?
Yeah, I got some things going on, man, but I'm here.
Okay.
I don't like your conversation.
Uh-oh.
I'm quiet
Yeah, I see you.
because you said when you said $600 and then you get pulled at 600. I'm saying, yeah, he look at because if for instance, I'm gonna just throw it out there. I look at my gross and it says 1,600, and I look at my check and it says 600 or 700.
Good Lord.
And I'm saying to myself, where the rest of my money at? And then I go down the long list of deductions, and I'm just saying my doggone, well, now some of it I'm putting it up. I'm putting it away. You got to excuse the background noise.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not talking in the first place. Because I know that's a distraction. Background noise. So anyway, but some of that is my money that I'm putting away because I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got to put something away for retirement. I got, thank God, I still got a job that has a pension.
Mm-hmm.
And because I was in management at some point, and I got two of them, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to work another year. So I'll put some more in there. I'm going to be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you stupid. But I'm saying, I look at, what is FICA? What is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then you pay something that when you get, I think it's 50 or 55, you pay something else. And I'm saying to myself, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Because some of this money that we putting in, I understand, but some of it you don't ever get back. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna be surprised when I get ready. I ain't gonna throw you out there like that. Maybe I can retire like Stanley, and I know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm
Why-
looking forward to it whenever it comes.
Why you gonna throw Stanley up under the bus like that? Go, you talk about
Nah,
your.
I'm just
Look,
talking.
because you talk about your catfish, talking about you over there eating catfish, you got to throw him. Stanley talk.
Fishing.
Exactly. Stanley, you see that man throw you up under the bus like that? What's wrong with him? Stanley, you there? Oh, we just lost Stanley, man. You ran Stanley off, man. Stanley, I know he's actually on his way to an appointment, and so he maybe had to get off. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we're talking about right now, man. We're talking about these taxes, Tucson. Oh, and I know how you feel about it, because you just expressed how you feel about it. But as a whole,
No.
are we spending too much for these? Are they taxing us too much? Are they taxing us to death?
Okay, so okay, let's talk about already this morning. Okay, of course, the taxes that you pay for working. They don't already took that out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whatever, because state tax, they took that out. They took out federal tax already. They took that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, suppose I get up in the morning, which I don't, because my daddy said don't never go to bed with no gas in your car because you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But say for instance, if last night I had to put gas, pay taxes.
Yeah.
If I even done something like simple like buy coffee, pay taxes.
Yep.
Got me something to eat, pay taxes.
Yep.
I already paid. Well, wait a minute. I already paid taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. I pay taxes on roads that don't never get fixed.
Yeah, I was telling about
I
that
can
this
understand.
morning.
We're talking about road tax and other taxes. They got taxes on roads they don't fix or took roads that I don't drive on. Well, I got to pay the taxes.
Come on. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now so here's another thing. If they got highway roads that you paying the taxes to get the infrastructure or whatever it is to be built, well, wait a minute. They done shut the bridge down. The bridge been down for 2 years, but I'm still paying taxes on it.
Exactly.
Seems like they should have stopped till they fix the bridge.
Yep.
Or get ready to. I'm just talking. I mean, I might be talking a little ignorant because I know better. Okay. But at the same time, if I don't live on the street, if I just live in the neighborhood, if I live on the outskirts of the city, why am I paying city tax?
Yeah.
And then if they'll get you that way because you pay county tax.
You
gonna pay something.
Oh, you gonna pay something now.
So,
you ain't getting away from
it. And everything that I buy. Not only that, okay, I got a car. I done paid it out every year. I gotta pay taxes on that to get a tag.
Yep.
or they're gonna pull me over and I'm gonna have some problems.
Major problems.
Let's not talk about the insurance agents
Mm-hmm.
because I don't wreck my car. I don't tear my car,
Mm-hmm.
but I got to have insurance on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And I've been paying for insurance for as long as I've been having a car. And I got my first car at 16.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the only car I ever tore up.
You
But
learn.
I've been paying insurance on it. That's another subject, but still in all, you got an insurance tax.
Yep. And I put a
They're going to
challenge.
get you.
I put a challenge out there this morning. I say I want people anybody that can call in right now, if they can call in right now and say they went to a business, a legitimate business, and purchased something from that business and did not pay taxes. One person call in and tell me where they went to a legitimate business where they purchased something from that business and did not pay taxes on it. I cash app them $20 right now. You send me your cash app, I'll send it to you. Because everything you buy, I guarantee you, there's gonna be that tax line on it. There's gonna be that line that say taxes. You pay this much. This is how much your taxes. Sometimes they got handling fees. Sometimes they got other things on it as well. But one thing you can rest assured. They're gonna have their taxes on them. You're gonna pay taxes on it. Talk to me, Badger.
Nah, man, that's the way. Sales tax and everything else is one of the other ways, in quotations, that the state gets funds.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, some of the breakdowns that I've learned dealing with all the stuff I've been dealing with, um, is you have county tax and the school tax and stuff like that if you're for your home and everything. And all that goes to the county, and then the county is supposed to use that to fix the county.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have sales tax and state tax. State tax is usually lower, much lower than county tax. Um, that's supposed to go toward the funds. And then the state tax goes toward the funds. Some states do lottery. The money from the lottery is supposed to go to, most of the time, should be going to schools and veteran programs and stuff like that. And so that's kind of like a generic layout, just a very simplified version. But Tucson is right. Even where I live, when I look at the breakdown of where all of our money is going, it's wild when you start looking at road and bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea asphalt cost that much.
Mm-hmm.
Asphalt.
Well, it's really truth of the matter is like a car. It costs that much because they say it costs that much. Because the way they're building these cars today, man, I'd rather have one of them old school cars, man, like they used to build back in the days. I could run through a bridge, bounce off a tree, and roll over 3 times, and you still not have a scratch on it almost. But these cars here, if the wind blow real hard, man, something gonna fly off that car.
Yeah, or get dented in or whatever. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, we did this for whiplash. And I'm going, no, you did this so the car would collapse and the person would have to be forced to get a new one
Mm-hmm.
instead of
Exactly.
just, some elbow grease and pull out a dent in one of those old tanks. That's what I called them. I remember driving them in some old pickup trucks and cars and stuff like that. Here's one for you. You ever heard of a Ford Granada station wagon?
Oh yeah.
I had one,
Mm-hmm.
and that thing, man, I could take it to a demolition derby and drive it back out.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you
You
something.
know, and but these new cars, uh-uh. I don't know what it is about these new cars. Yeah, they're better on gas than the old ones. Well, depending on which ones,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's the same kind of principle. And the roads, I have seen them tear the road up, put brand new road down in a year.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you something. You talking about old school car, Tucson. I had a 1973 Chevy Nova, and I could run that car, man. I could run it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on, Tucson. I had me one, man. And I had my first car was again, it was a 1973 Ford LTD. Now that I had the old LTD, man, would run through anything, man. It was one of them. It was the long body LTDs. You remember them long bodies? Come on, Tucson, man. Them were cars back then, man.
I had a 1970 Olds 98.
Yes, sir. Come on.
And I felt so bad for this little guy, young guy. He was in the right lane on the side of me, and when the light changed, he turned left in front of me. I tore that car up, and he said, "Oh, sir, I'm driving." I said, "You ain't got to worry about mine."
Yes, sir. Ain't got to worry about
I
it.
wiped it off. I wiped the little scratch they had off of it, and I went on about my business. But he almost needed a tow truck.
Yeah. And that's the difference. But they charge you so much more, man. They charge you so much more these days, man, because for the cars. And they say it's like a computer now. I got all this, but take it off. I don't need all that. Make me one just like the one I had back in the day.
You got something like, I think you got something like I got. When you buy a fairly, it don't have to be brand new, but just in case if it's fairly new or new, you pay $500, $600, $700, $800, $1,200 in taxes for the first year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why you see.
Yeah.
That's why you see people riding around with their new car, and 6 months later they still got the dealership tag on it.
Yeah.
I can't say who it was, but they would just buy another car. Well, they would keep it long because they'd buy the rims and everything, and the repo man come get the car with the rent and roll tires on it. But they'd just take the tag off and then put it on the next car they got.
Yeah. Keep it moving. Just keep it moving.
I had a friend. I said, Willie. His name was Willie. I said, Willie, come on now. He bought a car on a Friday, and Saturday he come up with a tag. I said, Willie, hold on now. I said, you the only man I know that can get a tag on a Saturday. Come on, Donald.
Yeah.
But what he did was he pulled it off his boat trailer.
Good Lord. Boy, they run that tag. He got some situations, man.
I said, boy, you know. But anyway, what I'm saying is that, okay, that's another thing. If you got trailers, you got to pay tags on it.
Yep.
Even now, I see people riding around with go-karts. Now you got to get tagged for it.
Yeah, everything. That's what I'm telling you, man. And that's why
anything that rides on the road, motorcycle, you got to get tagged.
And see, and that's my
you got to pay taxes on.
And that's my thing right there, man. Are they taxing us to death? Are we paying too many taxes? Because all the examples that you gave, man, is ways of them taking more money out of your pocket. Tax on this, tax on that, tax on this, tax on that. Where is all this money going? They talk and they talk about on Social Security. What they're saying right now, go to Badger. They're saying right now that Social Security is going away. How can it be going away? How could it go away when they say, well, look, this money is for when you retire and stuff like that. We're gonna pay you for the rest of your life X amount of money, but we're running out of money in the Social Security. How can you run out of money? One person retire, and then you got that same day, you got 100 or maybe thousands of people that's starting working on that day, and they taking money out of their check. How can it? Where the money going? What's really going on, Badger? Help it make sense to me.
Dude, that's the wild part. I've been trying to keep up with that, where they're wanting to do big cuts to Social Security and all that kind of stuff. And some of the argument about it is it's costing America a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
and or also make it a lot harder to obtain. Um, which is supposed to be uh doing different things like
Mm-hmm.
some of the insurance coverage and things like that. Because to be honest, it isn't, at least from my understanding, our country pays more in insurance than they do in actual disability benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because health providers can pay as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's what a lot of what they're going after is, like wanting to strike out certain insurance benefits and things of that nature because of how much it cost.
Mm-hmm.
Which you can find under HR 82 bill, uh, that the uh, Social Security Fairness Act
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature. So there's different ones floating around for different purposes, different reasons, and it's, man, I've been working very hard to stay calm about a lot of that stuff because that affects so many human beings in America that do rely on that. And I'm not talking about uh choice, because like here's the different things that I know some people that are in wheelchairs and different things like that, and they find a way to be able to work.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them work part time. Some of them are able to work full time. Um, but I can't tell you how many people I know that are on there that are volunteer workers.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not getting paid like I look at it as they're paid to do volunteer work in a nutshell,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to live and still go out there and help people do research and find the bills, process, all that kind of stuff, whatever the people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So to sit there and hear that, but yet they're going to increase their paychecks, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 every year because of
Mm.
inflation. They're
Wow.
going to increase their paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
We're paying their medical bills because they're working for the state. I mean, working for the country. So we
Mm-hmm.
pay all their medical bills. We pay for their vehicles because it's work related.
Mm-hmm.
We pay for their plane rides to go to these other countries or other states or whatever to convene or to go do their golf tournament, um, and things of that nature. So think about how much that costs. How many people are in the House and the Senate altogether?
Thousands.
I
See?
think let's just put a number out there. Let's say 600
Yeah. Yeah.
altogether.
Mm-hmm.
That's, I think, the lowest I saw people get paid for actually sitting there doing bills. Uh, no physical labor, no nothing, just sitting there doing paperwork and talking. I think it's like $150,000 to $190,000 each. What does
Mm-hmm.
that come out to? At 600, just for their paychecks every of like their gross pay for the year.
There are a total of 535 members of Congress.
Okay, multiply
Let's
that by 150,000.
Man, that's a lot of money, brother. That's a
Yeah,
lot of money. That's a lot of
that's a
money.
whole lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we cut their paychecks in half?
Mm-hmm.
All the limitations they're wanting to put on the health insurance for people on disability, let's apply that to them too, and then
Exactly.
see how long it lasts.
Good deal. Good deal.
So I understand people listening and stuff like that. It if you think it's okay to do that to the elderly and to our American veterans that are also on there and things of that nature, but it's not okay to go after the House and Senate reps, please go pick up a Bible or
Mm,
something.
good deal.
Good,
Stay
good,
right
good.
there.
Mm.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Stay right, stay right there, Badger. Leonard, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem, and the Morning Glow family.
You finished laughing at me, man?
Yes, I am.
We're talking about taxes. We're talking about taxes, man. And Badger was talking about it, and Stanley was on this morning as well as Tucson. He's still with us. But with the Social Security and how that works. You know, Joel J was saying yesterday, he was telling us a story yesterday about how, you know, he had his neck broken twice and they're refusing to pay him Social Security for whatever reason. I wish the brother called in so he can, you know, further expound on it. But, you know, that, and then Badger was talking about how he had to fight like crazy to get his. Luckily, he got in front of a judge that was able to help him. But he said his wife been fighting over 2 years. And and her situation is a little more, uh, is a little tougher than his, but it's been 2 years and they're still refusing. Now, if they're taking out all this money, you know, our topic is talking about taxes. If they're taking out all this money, why are they refusing to get the people that need it the Social Security when they need it?
Well, I think first of all, you have to be rational about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not cutting. This is something that happens to some people when it comes to getting disability.
Mm-hmm.
But many people get disability.
Yeah.
I invested in a fund for my disability
Mm-hmm.
when I had issues, and so one, it was offered to me, of course, when I was healthy. So part of my retirement was available, as well as the law makes it able for me to get the disability. But
Mm-hmm.
now it's not an easy thing, but professional help is the best, because if you try to do it yourself, they're going to deny you.
Mm.
And that's one of the biggest things about disability is you have to make sure that you're coordinated with your medical professionals and those people that provide you medical care, and what information they submit to the people that make the decision about your disability. If these people are not coordinated and are not working on your behalf, that's why you're not getting disability.
Mm.
But it's not because they don't want to give it to you. It's because the people that may be assisting you with that disability don't have your best interest at heart.
Mm. Watch this. Badger.
So it's like a comp case almost.
Okay. Watch this. Badger, did it feel when you was going through the process, did it feel as though they were just fighting against you and just didn't want to give it to you?
Yeah, or at least in my scenario,
Mm-hmm.
because we provided all of the information, went to the doctors that they said I had to go get examined by.
Okay, you said were you working with somebody like Leonard was saying that, you know, sometimes you got to work with somebody? Were you working with
Oh,
somebody or were you doing it on your own?
no, I was a lawyer,
Okay. Wow.
and it's wild. And my wife's using the same lawyer I got, and she said it's 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 gotten worse and worse and worse.
Wow. Let me
Um,
let me go. Hold on.
so
Let me go back to that. I just want to ask you that question. I don't want to cut this time out. Go ahead, Leonard.
And it is definitely a process. And one, I have to let folks know I don't have doctors, I don't have lawyers, and people that don't work on my behalf.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not here to help me, I don't fool with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not on the same mission I am, I don't associate with you when it comes to my business.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be 100% committed to getting me what I want if I'm doing business with you.
Mm-hmm.
That goes for doctors, lawyers, and everyone else. No one just gives me anything. I go and find people working on my behalf to get me what I pay them.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't have it any other way. If your doctor is arguing with you and acting suspect, then that person is not in your behalf. They're just not.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming up with reasons for why you shouldn't be on disability. They're not working on your behalf.
Mm-hmm. Tucson, what?
And that's just the skinny thing.
Exactly. Tucson, what are you hearing, brother?
Well, we just want to get somebody to help you train them what lesson. You already got problems. You got to watch out because if you got a company injury, they got companies that send you to their doctor, and their doctor is going to do what's best for the company.
Exactly.
So you got to get rid of them if you're going to get the right results.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I know that from first-hand experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I had my injury, that's why I call it favor, but I ain't just doing it. They ain't gonna work me.
Mm-hmm.
Because they knew I hadn't fully recovered. Okay. But my doctor, which I believe that he was a company doctor, told me, look, I'm gonna put you back to work with no restrictions. But it's going to take you a year to a year and a half to fully recover. Wait a minute. I'm saying to myself, well, wait a minute. Why am I going back?
Mm-hmm.
He says, so he tells me, he says, work smart and not hard. Well, that ain't a problem for me.
Mm-hmm.
That part I can do all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I can do that for the time it's going to take me to fully recover.
I can do that in my sleep.
I'm good with it.
I can do that in my
sleep. Because I'm following my doctor's instructions.
Yeah.
So I'm telling those that are in charge, I'm following my doctor's instructions. I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Because my doctor said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm working smart, not hard. You think I'm going to hurt myself again? The devil is a lie.
Exactly.
I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, some people, they get injured, especially on the job, and they get the company doctors. You're going to come out behind every time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right, Leonard?
That's it.
So get your own.
Every single time.
Mm-hmm.
They're not there to help you.
Wow.
When you say, I went to the doctors they told me to go to, that's why you're not getting it. Because they pay those doctors to make sure that the least amount of people tap into those Social Security benefits.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. They're looking out for that bag.
And not only that, you got to watch the lawyers that are part of the same association. That they may be on the defense or the plaintiff, but they're working together.
Mm-hmm.
And they're working together in this little group that always do the same thing. They always get the same results. So you don't have to reach out beyond that group of lawyers to get the best results.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Exactly. Good deal. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3524. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, we're extending our conversation based on taxes today. And everybody is saying, you know, well, some people are saying that we're paying too much in taxes. Some people say they understand because of what it is and what we have to do. But Cassandra, I gave an example. If a person is making $600 and they get their check at the end of the week and $200 is out, now they're working two jobs, two full-time jobs, and both jobs taking $200 out a piece. That's $400. Cassandra, that's money that could help their family. And then, you know, they want to go and get something to eat. They're going to pay taxes on that. They need to go get some gas. Going to pay taxes on that. They want to take a trip to anything they want to do. Anything they want to do, they're going to put taxes on it. Cassandra, are they taxing us to death?
I don't think so. That's just me. I don't think they're taxing us to death. I think that the taxes that we are charged, for the most part, I can see where they go. I don't like the way, somebody said it yesterday, I don't like the way that a lot of times it's allocated, but if we didn't have them, a lot of the state programs, a lot of the federal programs would be non-existent. So, you know, I don't have a problem with paying taxes. I just don't like the way that you're taking all these taxes, but we're not getting enough done. That's my problem. You taking the taxes, but if you putting the taxes where they need to go, and my biggest problem is, I said it yesterday, and I'm going to repeat it today, is that the people that make the most money ain't paying crap. What the heck? Why are they paying the least amount of money in the country? Yeah, Leonard, that's a question for you. Why? No, because, you know, I'm curious about that. And we've seen it happen, and we've seen there's a particular group that especially don't like rich people paying taxes. I don't get it. Why is that? Can you answer that, Leonard?
Leonard?
Yes, that's why they vote. That's exactly why it's counted to vote for those people who make those rules in their interest. That's why you see a lot of times most of the people who run for office or what have you, they're not just folks that just out here working day to day. They have a plan. Their plan, some of them, is to support those people above a certain tier in income. That's who they're concerned about. They're not concerned about people who don't have or people who are struggling because they are rich. And they get elected and they continue to make laws that benefit those people who are in a certain tax bracket. So if more people at grassroots levels don't participate in politics or don't get involved, you'll never really hear the voice of the people in need unless you have those representatives that are committed to helping them. Because this whole voting thing has gotten out of hand, and too many people who need the most have decided not to participate. Democracy works when everybody participates. You get more of what you want when you participate.
Cassandra, did that answer your question?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I wanted him to explain it, but yeah, that's exactly what we know happens. That's why I push so hard, for our people and poor people to vote. I mean, what the heck? And we do not turn out at the voting polls on most issues, especially those issues that concern us the most. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. But that's what we do, unfortunately.
Exactly.
So we're not getting the changes on any level that we want to see.
I'm going to switch up the topic just a little bit here, because I started off this morning talking about this, and now that I have you all with me, I want to get y'all take on it. And Curtis, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, Raheem,
Yes,
can I say something real quick before you switch?
real quick, Badger.
So, this whole voting thing
Mm-hmm.
also depends on those that have become brainwashed or not.
Mm.
A lot of the people I know that vote Republican is because they want to be able to be independent. And they're under this ideology that Democrats want us to live off the government, but in reality, they both do.
Mm.
So, and that's where a lot of the issues lie, is a lot of people that vote Republican are under the ideology that that is the party that's going to lessen the amount of money that's coming out of their paychecks.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Curtis, you there?
I'm right here.
Good deal. Good deal. I couldn't hear you, brother. I didn't make sure I can hear you. I want to throw this question at you, and I want to hear your heart on it, man. What do you think about the state of Colorado taking Donald Trump off the ballot?
I think that was right. He should be on the United States of America. This is the only time in the history of our country, man. You know, if you believe in reincarnation, man, that dude is Benedict Arnold reincarnated.
Mm.
He's a dude, man. I don't know, man.
Come on.
He shouldn't be on the ballot in the United States of America. Period.
Mm-hmm.
He should be lined up in firing squad, and killed.
Kurt for president.
Huh?
Because I agree. I agree 100%, bro. 100%.
Wow.
The treason is death. That's what the penalty is. That's in the books. That's by law. The penalty for treason is death.
Mm-hmm.
If this man has shown you that he has committed treason, I don't know what treason is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say. I say he should be lined up in front of a firing squad and committed to death. The same death that he tried to have the Central Park 5 committed to. The same sentences that he has tried to have so many other people committed under should be the same treatment that he had put out, to be the same treatment he received back.
Wow. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. How do you feel about that? And I want to ask the question, TikTok and all y'all, I'm asking y'all the question. How do y'all feel about the state of Colorado taking Donald Trump off of the ballot, where he cannot run for presidency? He will not be on the ballot in the state of Colorado. Oh, Willow!
I think that they were very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Raheem. Good morning, Glow. I'm awesome. I think that they were one of the states that were very smart to do that. I mean, they especially when the polls are saying that he's the leading candidate for the Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got that vote. We got voting coming up on March I believe it's the 19th, because I'm gonna be on the polls during that time, and hopefully, like everybody else said, people come out to vote. But here's the thing, just piggybacking on what Badger said, you know, people vote a party, a Democratic Party or Republican Party, because that's what they're used to, but they're really not paying attention to what's going on, who's doing what, acknowledging have their candidate did anything for the people. Is, you know, they just vote because that's what they're used to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're so lazy as a people, Raheem. We
Mm-hmm.
are. We don't want to investigate. We don't want to study. We don't want to read. We just want to follow the Joneses.
Yeah.
We look at and see how popular somebody's doing on this end, and we just want to join that crowd. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
You know, we got to do better, really studying the people that we put in office, because think about it. It's not so much for us, Raheem. I'm talking, when I say us, I mean seniors or those that are up in age, but our future, our next generation.
Yeah.
what they're gonna look like.
Exactly.
And that's what's
Exactly.
on my heart right here.
Good deal. Good deal. Captain, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man,
Hey, good morning, Raheem. Good morning to the Morning Globe family. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Now I know politics is not your area of expertise. You don't like to dabble in it too much. But what are your thoughts about Colorado taking Donald Trump off of the ballot, whereas he cannot run in the state of Colorado? How do you feel about that? Was that justified, or what do you see?
I think, to be honest with you, Raheem, I think the people of Colorado knows what's best for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if they felt that the man was not worthy to be put on the ballot, they voted their interest, so they act on their interest. And if they happy with it, I'm happy with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you think he should be on the ballot with everything else he have going on?
Well, again, you made a claim. I don't follow that. I'm not into the following Donald Trump. I really don't, be honest with you, I ain't gonna say waste my time, but I fill up my time dealing with other things out than deal with where Donald Trump has in the polls and whether he's going to run or not run. I'm more interested on his on the criminal side. You would get more attention from me when he goes to court. That's the part I want to see.
And that was my point. Based on all the legal stuff that he got going on right now, that was the purpose of my question. Should he be able to run?
I don't see, but America, to me, America's full of criminals. I mean, that's not unusual. It's full of criminals, man. I mean, so if they do this, I'm sure he's the first in history to be a sitting or a former president to have kind of faced these allegations and charges and still have the authority to want to run to be the president of these United States. To me, that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting. But
Yeah.
but all of that, all right, what does it tell you about the poor American people?
Yeah.
I'm not looking at down. I'm not looking at down. No. He do what he do, and he's good at what he do. But I'm looking at the poor American people who believe he's their hope.
Yep.
Who believe that this dude absolutely can make America great again. That's what I'm looking at. Who believes that? I mean, if there's a large segment of the population of the American people who want this guy in office, despite everything they're throwing at him in his criminal lying past, then what have America become?
Exactly.
An habitation of devils, a fowl of every unclean bird. Is this what she has become? The scripture talk about? She has become a habitation of devils.
Yeah.
A cage of every unfoul bird. To each his own. That's what's on my heart, right?
Good deal. Toussaint, and what does that say about America? If the Republican Party right now, he's leading by a large number with all the other candidates that's out there in the Republican Party. What does that say about America? What does that say about people that's putting all their eggs in his basket? What does that say about these people, Toussaint?
I don't like to talk bad about people, but we can all, to me, we can all agree that he's a criminal.
Yes.
You know what it reminds me of, Cap? Give us Barabbas.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Don't that sound like that? We know he's a criminal. And instead of choosing some hope and somebody that can help, what you gonna do with Jesus? Crucify him? What you gonna do? Well, give us Barabbas. Give us Barabbas. We know he a criminal. We know he steal. We know he's murder or whatever the case may be. We know he's guilty. But we want him.
Mm.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
My name is Trump.
70 million, more than 70 million people. Not 20 or 30. And
Mhm.
some of them, Raheem, they done moved to Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't
Follow
that crazy?
Follow them. Yeah.
And they followed him there and couldn't afford to go.
Mm-hmm.
And wind up homeless.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
Somebody's stupid and it ain't me.
Mm. Lord.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me do this. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Houston, Texas, Mr. Raheem.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Latron.
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Latron, as in like Voltron, but it's Latron.
Latron, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Hey, doing good, doing good. I appreciate you calling in this morning, man. We asking a question about Donald Trump and the state of Colorado taking him off the ballot. Is that justified?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I've been listening to you for quite a while now. It's a couple of times you might have recognized my number, but I want to say, when you think about that, it's like picking the lesser two evils when they're speaking about all the stuff that Donald has done in the past that might make people think like, well, hey, we don't need to go this route. But if you think, I'm looking at the state that the country was in when he was in office. Everybody was prospering, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, you will always have your people that decide to do wrong. But for the people that wanted to prosper, the opportunity was there. Mm-hmm. Now it seems as though our country is in shambles. And when you speak about all the legal problems that Donald has, well, we gotta look at what Biden got going on now with the impeachment inquiries, his son, and all this, just taking money from other countries. So I say that to say somebody has to win at the end of the day, and I think we should look, maybe picking the less of two evils, if that makes any sense.
Okay. So the less of the two evils, am I hearing you say that in this instance right here, you will pick Trump over Biden? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes, I would, because to reiterate, I mean, I feel like Trump is more of a businessman, so he would think in terms of keeping the country afloat, because it seems like the whole country is going down bad, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So do you at all look at or pay attention to? You say that Biden's son have criminal convictions, but not Biden. But you saying,
yeah, I mean, with that being said,
brother, let me finish,
under
brother.
Investigation now. He has supposedly took money.
One thing.
Okay,
hold on. Now, one thing we're not gonna do. We're not gonna talk. No, let me ask my question. Okay,
go ahead.
My thing is this right here, and you have the right to feel the way you want to feel, and I appreciate the fact that you called in to voice your opinion. I definitely appreciate that. So thank you for doing that. But
no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. But when you talk about the situations, Biden, he don't have any criminal charges against him. Trump does. Biden's son is what it said allegedly has Trump charges against him. Are we comparing apples and apples? Or are we comparing apples and oranges when we talk about that legally?
Yeah, I might be just jumping the gun, but I mean, I got a good judge of character, and I can really recognize something is terribly wrong with the Biden administration. I want to say I don't have a dog in the fight, but when we think about our future and where we're going, I mean, I do have a dog in the fight, so to speak, because I have kids that could possibly be drafted if we were to go to war. So I do have a dog in the fight, so to speak. Okay. So I might be jumping the gun, not knowing the whole ins and outs of what. But I come from a street background, just to be a little honest with you.
Yes, sir.
And one thing I'm able to see when people are not right.
Mm-hmm.
Just period. Just people are not right. And I
Yeah.
just feel like, and it seems like, you know, it's a lot of stuff that they're trying to cover up.
Okay.
And I will say this, and I'm gonna be through with it. What's done in the dark will come to the light.
Absolutely, absolutely. And brother, do you have a few minutes to hang out with us? Because I know a couple of other people may want to ask you questions.
Yeah.
Okay, good
Yes,
deal.
sir.
good
I
deal.
watch you all the time. Yes,
Hey,
sir. I
man,
will.
I appreciate you, man. I definitely appreciate you. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Well, if what's done in the dark comes out in the light, then the light is shining bright on number 40, whatever his number is. So he, to me, and I consider myself extremely spiritual and extremely prophetic. And I know that I feel nothing but evil from the time this man started running, and I didn't even know him. When I heard his voice, when I saw him, all I felt in my spirit, not in my mind, not in my soul, in my spirit, that something was wrong. This man has broken laws that anybody else would have broken those laws. If Obama, if Ford, if anybody else would have broke Bush, they would have been put in jail. Point blank, bottom line. Can we let's just be honest about it?
Mm-hmm.
Biden came in when we were coming out of COVID. What the heck? What the heck did y'all expect? What kind of miracle did y'all think was going to take place in the short period of time that any president, I don't care who was in there, what was going to happen after a major epidemic had taken place around the world, not just in this country. So what exactly were people expecting? Did y'all expect some kumbaya moment where everything would go back in place and the economy would be? We were not working for 2 years. People were not able to even come out of their houses. The economy hit a major, and someone comes in. You know what my thing is? At least I want to feel like the person's heart is for the people of this country, and not just for his little crew or the people. Okay, see, there's a lady here, and the lady here in Atlanta. No, I'm sorry, Raheem. The lady here in Atlanta, Miss Ruby, right?
Uh-huh.
One of my friends is her best friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has been going to she went to DC with her for the talks. She was able to take somebody with her because she needed. This woman was lied on by Ruth. Did y'all hear how much money that the jury awarded her from Giuliani and Trump bull crap?
Yeah.
$120 million.
Mm-hmm.
So if they weren't doing anything wrong, and Trump part didn't even come up yet, but that's just his crony, Giuliani.
I thought it was 148.
They lied on that lady. People came after that lady's family. They threatened her life, 2 black women, and they lied that she put ballots and all of that crazy stuff. Come on, y'all. And y'all think that's somebody that needs to be in office? I don't care who's in office. I don't want to see number whatever
45.
his name is. I don't want to see that man ever in any office, not even for dog catcher.
Wow. Badger?
No, I was looking up what happened in Colorado, and that's based on the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much the truth.
Which states?
Give me 1 second, and I'll read it. Going as fast as I can. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Section
lot.
3 of the 14th Amendment prohibits anyone who previously taken an oath of office, senators, reps, other public officials, from holding public office if they have engaged, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid to or comfort to the enemies thereof.
Okay, stay right there for 1 second, Batch. I'm gonna circle right back around to you, but let me go to Latron. Latron, do you think Trump was he a part? Was he a part of the insurrection, or was it an insurrection at all?
Yeah, I think he really was. I think he really was. I think he could have did more to calm the people.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to ask your audience and your listeners, were they aware that Biden just made a statement, maybe I think in the last week or so, that said that he wouldn't even be running if Trump wasn't running, and that says a lot. This is boiled down to a petty uh, uh, testosterone contest between two guys, so to speak. So if you wouldn't
Do
even
you
be
think it's more?
running
Do
if
you
he
think it's
wasn't
more?
running, that says that
That's
really
right.
you might not be the man for the job, if that makes any sense.
Do you think maybe maybe he made that comment and I don't know the man's heart. I don't know Biden at all. But my thing,
Right.
do you think maybe he said something like that because of the fact he's trying to look out for the betterment of the country, because he know that if this country is placed in Donald Trump's hand, it's going to be disastrous. And he said he would sacrifice himself to run for office just to make sure that this country is in a better situation and not in the hand of somebody that's I'm not even gonna say that. That's not in the hand of somebody that don't have the best interest of the heart of this country at heart. Do you think maybe that's why he said that?
That could be true. That could be true, Mr. Raheem. That could be true.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Badger, finish your thought, brother.
So back when Trump got office, right? The first time against Hillary Clinton, he
Mhm.
lost popular vote.
Mm-hmm.
He lost it.
Yeah.
Electoral College put him in.
Mm-hmm.
All of these are facts.
Mm-hmm.
He lost it again.
Mm-hmm.
Electoral College actually went with the people this time.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, all this nonsense over Trump when popular vote says no. We, the people, outvoted those that wanted him in. And
Mm-hmm.
here's the other crazy part: if Trump and Biden are on the ballots, so are other people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to choose them to.
Yeah.
Either one of them. So
Yes.
and that's the thing to me. This is why I use the word brainwashing
Mm-hmm.
across America, because why is it always Biden or Trump? Biden or Trump? There are other candidates.
Mm-hmm.
That's what our votes are for. Why do we have to go along with what the news is putting in our face? What about the other guys? Like, it's wild to me to sit here knowing the stuff that I was taught in school, and people wanting to complain only about and fight over two.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the whole Trump situation, when he was president, COVID hit and all kinds of crazy crap happened. He brought, I think, a handful of businesses back, or supposed, but in reality, he also sent more of those businesses to China.
Mm-hmm. And his medical
So,
degree told people to drink Clorox. It'll get rid of COVID. That's his medical degree told him that.
anyway, and then here's the whole Biden situation. Does he stumble? Doesn't say a whole lot of things? Sure. Biden needs to retire, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But the people he's got in office, they've done some good stuff. I'm not putting like, the president is a face to me. The people that are in the offices under the president are the ones that have made change. So that's what I'm looking at. This whole presidential arguing, I find hilarious, when the bigger issue are the people that are sitting in the House and the Senate that we need to really pay attention to who we're voting for in there.
Good deal. Good deal. And just for the record, I'm gonna put it out there, man. I'm not a Biden guy either. I'm not a Biden guy, but I'm certainly not a Trump guy. I'm not a Biden guy, but I'm certainly not a Trump guy. And so, I'll leave it right there. Let me go to who I got next. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
That's why we have the problems we have today right now.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. That caller times half of the American public.
Mm.
You know me, I shared no pleasantries with people against my interests.
Mm-hmm.
I've never. I mean, it almost insults my intelligence, because all the people talk about is a bunch of BS. You better go look. I'm not hearing what you heard somebody else say. I've been into voting ever since I was of legal age. I was in the military as well. I'm an activist. I got a family and all of that. I got enough sense to know what's best for me and my family and my people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not some wicked white racist criminal under investigation as we speak for insurrection against the United States of America. I wish he was on the front house lawn, hung about the neck until dead.
Good Lord.
They would kill you in the field
Now,
for his behavior.
now
They
the
would
views
court
expressed by
martial
Leonard
you
is not the
if you were
views of DKO Media Group.
participating in those types of activities if you were in the military.
Mm.
So what do you think you ought to do to the chief if he behaves that way?
Wow.
Think about it. Everything that America has stood for, this man is against, here and abroad.
Do you think he's
You
anti-American?
talk about Biden this and Biden that. This man has been convicted of violating people's civil rights.
Leonard, do you think he's anti-American?
I don't believe he cares about America at all. He loves America for what he can do using America, because he knows that we provide shelter for criminals like him. He knows his business, but you can see he's failed in a lot of businesses as well.
Mm-hmm.
This man has no interest for the American people like you and I.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really concerned, and he's ignorant. He can't answer half the questions people ask him without some flippant remark. So we have to be very careful, especially, boy, it breaks my heart, for African Americans to believe that this man is fit for duty, fit for leadership.
Mm-hmm.
You sound like the type of person that would have voted for the Confederacy.
Wow. TikTok said this here, and Leonard, I'm gonna stay with you just for a minute, let you answer this question, and we're gonna move on to Curtis, and then we're gonna circle our way back around. TikTok said this, and I don't know who it's a user. It has a username, so I can't address him by the name. But when Biden said, "If we don't vote for him, we ain't black," that was an insult. He did nothing for us. Leonard?
Well, I tell you what, I'm saying it.
Mm-hmm.
I understood why he said what he said. Because if you believe they trying to help you in the situation, you wrong. Every decent African American should have a commitment to the things that we fought for. This man does not exemplify that. So anytime you siding with someone like him, you're siding against your ancestors.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good deal. Good.
And I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Stay right there, Leonard. I'm gonna go to Curtis, but I want to go to LaTwan, give him an opportunity to respond. Do you have something you want to say, brother?
Yeah, I want to say, man, I don't condone the, hanging folks on all the White House lawn and all that. And I understand that brother's passionate about the situation, but but I just want to know this: if he doesn't suggest us vote for Trump, which we know if Biden, who will win, I'm looking at who the front runners are. I would say Vince Warren would be a nice candidate, but we all know what route that's going to take. So who would you guys suggest be the president that'll put us in a good position? Because I don't see us winning when it comes. I'm staying in the direction of the country as far as our kids going to war, for us being able to afford stuff to keep up with the little life that we do have. I don't see none of them doing nothing for us, but the opportunity to give us a chance. If that makes any sense. You see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this question, LaJuan, and then we're gonna go to Curtis. How how did you feel about the Obama administration, the 8 years he was in office? How did you feel about that?
They didn't do nothing for us. They did what they did. He did what he did for the the LGBT community. He did nothing for us.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, it did nothing for us.
What did you want him
but
to
what
do?
I was saying
What did you
was,
want?
for the people that wanted to go to work and make some money,
LaJuan,
you were able to do
LaJuan.
it. Yes, sir.
Listen, brother, you gotta listen to me now. You gotta listen to me. What did you want? What did you want Obama to do that he did not do? What if you could suggest 3 things that he should have done? What should those 3 things have been?
I really don't know how to answer that at this moment.
Okay. Fair enough. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother?
Wow, man. Look, Laquan, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Because you kind of setting you're setting at the middle passage. And I feel you. However, there's a couple things that need to be really laid out here. Because whenever you get a Trump supporter, one of the first things they do is they jump to Beau Biden, a known crackhead who has an addictive personality.
Mm-hmm.
A known guy who slept with his brother's wife while they were getting high together.
Mm-hmm.
He's an addict.
Yeah.
He does what addict people do.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never known a dope fiend to have money to pay his taxes. I ain't never known a dope fiend who had money not to have a gun. I ain't never known a dope fiend who had money not to have some dope. Right? But here's the thing that bothers me. And I would implore the brother to move from Fox and watch an assortment of different things, because they have made a clinical choice and push to go after Hunter, but have completely left Jared Kushner alone.
Yeah.
Completely.
Mm-hmm.
And we know, not this is suspect, there's a possibility, like with Hunter, there's a possibility. But no. With Kushner, we know that the Saudis paid him $555 million while he was in office. We also know that it is against the law, and you are supposed to be tried. If you are working in federal government, specifically in a cabinet position or in the White House, it is against the law for you to take foreign money.
Mm-hmm.
We know that to be true.
Yeah.
So I get where the brother is, because, yeah, we can say, well, Dems ain't did nothing for me, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Obama ain't did nothing for me, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. I'm going to tell you specifically why I'm voting the way that I'm voting. For those that don't know, I know Joe Biden. I met Joe Biden. I was getting ready to work for Joe Biden, and this is before he became president. This is during the Obama-Hillary run. I met the man. I seen inside that man's heart. My wife worked for Trump. My dear brother, he's a crook. He's a crook in the worst kind, because if he was in the street, and I'm just going to land this plane right here, I'm going to tell you the truth, Laquan. If he was in the street, bro, we would have murdered him years ago. Years ago, let me tell you, and I'll land it right here. Laquan, when you get the chance, go on YouTube and look up Sammy the Bull Galvano interview about Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
Sammy the Bull tells the whole world why he's still alive. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind.
And
just for
the record, and just for the record, I want to say this. We're not suggesting, I don't want nobody to say that we're suggesting that anybody go out there and kill the ex-president. No, we're not saying that. The brother said if he was in the street. No. He's
I'm
saying
glad you said that, right?
yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, because I
I
don't
don't
want
want
nobody.
these people selling.
Exactly. Don't want nobody saying that we talking about. No, we're not talking about killing no presidents. We're not talking about none of that. He said if the man was in the street, a street dude, and not president of the United States of America, this would have happened on the street, on the street level. That's what he's saying. Tucson, talk to me.
Hey, Rob.
Thank you, Raheem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tucson, talk to me, brother.
Now, I'm not too intimidated or scared of anything,
Mm-hmm.
but I am careful about how I word stuff
Yes,
because it can have the effect that you do.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Real,
Right.
real. And they'll come.
Is your name Raheem Aljamain?
Don't think they ain't gonna come.
Yeah, my name is Raheem.
Because it just feel like it's you. You're not exempt.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man. Now something's wrong when you hear a person say certain things that you know ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
I could shoot somebody in the middle of the street and never lose a vote.
Yeah.
That's a comment, but I question the people that vote for it, that's willing to vote for it. We used to treat them rough.
Mm-hmm.
Who is them?
Yeah.
When you hear a person say we used to treat them rough, who the first people you think they're talking about?
Yeah. What them were you speaking of?
I'm just asking for
Yeah.
a friend.
Yeah.
Who's them?
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me that's the person that I'm gonna consider
Mm-hmm.
on the farm? I don't question him. I question me
Mm-hmm.
because I'll be the first them that'll be trying to defend myself.
Yeah. Exactly.
The very next day, this
Yeah.
young man's walking out of a baseball game, and this older Caucasian man elbows him side the head.
Yep.
Because people in power say certain things, and the people start reacting.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "I'll meet y'all down there," and didn't show up. But I don't know. I don't want to say weak-minded people, but you can't make me do something because you say you're gonna be there. It's kind of like Benedict Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
But here he says it, and for the first time that I've known, you don't just storm the Capitol, really, and then you considering the person that suggested it
Mm-hmm.
for him to be president again, when I'm trying to figure out what condition the country was in when he was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did, and I'm not a politician fan at all.
Mm-hmm.
But everything that he made a decision to run for office when Obama told that joke at the dinner.
Yeah. At their roasting. Mm-hmm.
And said something about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said, "I'm gonna run for office and I'm gonna get that, what you call it,
Yeah.
now."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, I don't see, it just don't make no sense. But if it makes sense to somebody, you know what, Raheem? They're gonna vote for him again. They don't care what. Some people don't care what he did.
Yeah.
And that confuses the heck out of me.
Or what he
And
do.
I ain't too bright.
Yeah. What he did or what he do. Well,
I like just listening to the smart people because I ain't that smart.
Lord.
But I do know one as
Mhm.
an individual, as a voter, as someone who goes to the poll since the day she was 18 years of age, being involved in politics, that I know it's more than somebody campaigning at the time they need to campaign. Where were they before? Who are these people before? What have they done prior to them getting on the ballot?
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody knew about what Donald Trump did and said in the public, in your face.
Yeah.
In your face. What more can you do when the enemy tells you he don't like you?
Mm-hmm.
As Leonard would say. What will you do? You got that control. Whether you're gonna try to vote somebody else in or find somebody. Just like you said, like Badger said, it's more than if Biden and Trump running for office. Are those the only two good choices we have? No, it's some more. But we as the people have to make our own choices on whose report we're going to believe. Whose report are you putting your children hands in? Whose? And like I said, I'm not the smart one.
I might look here. I might run myself.
We'll add you in, Raheem.
Just write my name in the
Hey,
back.
Raheem, you know you can write your name in.
Yeah.
You can write your name in. When you cast your ballot, you can write your name for president. You can write your name in.
And y'all write it in too. Y'all write my name in. Y'all write my name in. Write it in, y'all. Everybody listen. Write my name in. It's RAHEEN. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Hey, let me just say something, man, because God just tapped my heart and told me I need to pay some homage. Listen, man, I heard the brother say earlier, I heard you ask him something to the effect of what Obama did, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, man. Glory be to God. I'm glad Obama was president. Because of his legislation, because of his healthcare legislation, I am married to a beautiful, beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. If it was not for Obamacare, my wife would have died.
Wow.
At the hospital. And I mean died. My wife had a major brain aneurysm that exploded in like 3 different places, Raheem.
Wow.
In her brain. Because of a new medical technology, it's like a scope sponge. They put a sponge at the end of a scope, and then they go through the vessels, and when the sponge absorbs the brain matter and the liquid in the brain, the water in the brain, the sponge expands, allowing for the vessel to expand, and then the blood to begin to flow again. That surgery was almost a meal 0.5, brother. I don't have a meal 0.5.
Yeah.
She didn't have a meal 0.5. But guess what's been covering all of it, even the aftercare? Obamacare. What was in place prior to that? She would not have even been able to see the specialist.
Wow.
So when we talk about certain things that this did, yeah, he didn't do everything I want him to do. No president does.
Well, how much of his hands was tied based on who was in Congress and all these different things too? You got to understand that as well.
I was just going to say that, Raheem. I'm glad you threw that in there. We have to be retaught, and this is my opinion, and I'm gonna kill it right here. We have to be retaught, honestly, how the American government and the governing body works, how it's supposed to work. I swear, Raheem, we joke about it all the time, but I'm going to say it again. Do something, you can back me up. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's off to the White House.
Hold on now. Hold on now, Kurt. We're not going to sing the whole song now, Kurt. We're not going to sing the whole song, man. Hold on now, Kurt.
I thought you was going to jump in with me, bro. I thought you was going to jump in with me, bro.
Hey, Raheem.
But hold on. I got an order. Hold on, hold on, Badger. I'll come right back to you. I want to go to Cassandra because I hadn't heard from her in a minute. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because then you be putting people in the corner and all that stuff. I ain't going to the corner.
Wow.
It's too early. I'm going to the corner. But no, seriously, when people start talking about what Obama did, can y'all just go ahead and read for yourselves the things it's all public record, the things that he achieved for the country, not for books. See, first thing, and this just really gets me. He is not supposed to be doing things just for black people.
Mm-hmm.
The president
Yeah.
of the United States is supposed to be doing things that cover every individual person in this country as best he can.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not working just for black people. That's not why he's in office. He is there to make and help to make decisions that will better the country and better the people in the country. That is my thing. That's my biggest issue. That because he's a black man don't mean he only supposed to be trying to push. Well, he needed to push something more for black people. No, he was supposed to push what he pushed, which would help everybody. And I'm with Kurt. I would not be alive if Obamacare was not in place. If that health care plan did not pass, I would not be alive. So I thank him for that. If you just want to say just the medical part, just the health part that he fought for, I thank him for that. And the other thing, these people were fighting him left and right to stop every decision that he tried, every bill, everything that he tried to pass. He got opposition from the other side.
Yep.
So he was limited in what he could do. Come on now, if we really want to be smart people, because I think we got some dang smart people on this panel. I know they are.
Yeah.
So if we really want to be smart, can we just realize that people are limited in what they can do if the other side is fighting them on every hand? But if they didn't care that it was a good bill, you know why they didn't pass it? Because it was coming from a Negro.
Yeah.
Exactly. A ninja.
Lord Jesus.
I'm going to leave that right there. That's why they didn't want to pass the stuff, because they didn't want it said that a ninja did anything positive for this country.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Badger?
I mean, as someone else that lives in Texas, in Northeast Texas, one of the things I've really had to learn while dealing with things is there's a lot of laws that are passed at our United States government level. And as long as the state meets bare minimum, it passes. So it isn't just our big government that's an issue for the American people. It's also the state that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Voting really does matter. Like the amount of like American Disability Acts violations all over the country. It's a responsibility of the people to hold those people in power accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Because our government can only cover so many cases a year when they're full of having to deal with corrupt politicians and murderers and everything else under the sun. And then, all these kinds of violations and different things like that. So our government issues are so multifaceted that I agree with Curtis with what he said, having to almost re-educate, going from county to state to the big, our head government.
Yeah.
Because it is multifaceted.
Mm-hmm.
Our United States government can do all kinds of stuff, but it's also given states freedom to work within the boundaries of the laws that are put into place. So if one state is offering more, but they have more taxes to cover the cost, people don't want to pay all the extra taxes, but they enjoy all of the help that, they should be able to have access to, but that's not always the case, unfortunately. Or they live in a state like Texas where it's so hard to get help that you practically have to be on your deathbed in many situations.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then apply and hope to God you get it in time. So It's not just our American government that when it comes to voting, it's also our county officials, it's also our state officials that are within the state, and then our state reps that are going up to the capital of our country.
30
So
seconds.
it's a lot to learn and process, and I guess for the average worker, the average human, it's having to put a lot of trust in human beings that have silver tongues.
Mm-hmm.
They
Wow.
speak a good game, but their actions don't match most of the time.
Good deal.
And it takes a lot of research. And unfortunately, it boils down to people saying they don't have time to look at different
3 minutes, Badger.
what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, but I'm about to circle back around to you.
All right.
I'm about to circle back around. Hey, Leonard. Leonard.
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
You heard? You ain't heard?
All hail the good Bishop Gregory Adams.
Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm blessed, man. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Good to have you this morning. I want to have your take. We're talking right now about the state of Colorado taking Donald Trump off the ballot, saying he can't run for president for the state of Colorado. You know, he will not be on the ballot in the state of Colorado. Are they setting a trend, or were they right? Were they justified in doing that? What do you say to that?
Well, I don't know about setting the trend, but in my opinion, yes, my opinion, they're right and justified by not allowing him to be put on the ballot because what happened January 6th,
Mm-hmm.
he really instigated that. And I looked at the video footage of what he was doing and how he did and how he manipulated the people. And said, well, I'll beat y'all up. I'll be going up there with you.
Mm-hmm.
However you want to phrase it, but he didn't. But you know, and I'm listening to the conversation. I think everybody has a very valid point of view or opinion, and sometimes you know you want to be careful what you say. I heard somebody saying that as well. But being careful what you say doesn't allow the people to get the truth of what we need to be talking about and discussing.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, this Donald Trump is Jefferson Davis all over again.
Mm.
And how he he served as president of the Confederate, back in 1861. And so same thing he did, and how the Civil War was going based on his unwillingness to allow a certain demographic to be classified as people or receive rights or taken away from slavery. That other guy y'all call Trump said, and I heard him say, well, we treat him this way. We used to slap him. We used to put the water hose on him. And the question is, who are you talking about? So if anybody say, okay, well, then I heard he's in first place right now in the polls against Chris Christie and Ron DeSantis and the other folks, the other candidates. And I'm like, how in the world is this guy in first place?
Mm-hmm.
If the people are not listening to what he is saying, or how he is completely disregarding, the democracy which this country was really based on a principle. So, yeah, my opinion is history repeats itself, and the Bible says this, there's a time and season for all the things, and it is. And the time and season is for us to stand up, speak up, and speak out. Not to be always careful because I don't want to hurt their feelings, because what about my feelings?
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. I mean, I like your show. I love your show. I love you guys. But my man, Leonard, man, he just shoots that gun, bro. And you get hit. Oh, well, you must have been in the way. Mm-hmm. I wasn't shooting at you, but I was shooting, and you decided you wanted to jump in front of the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't play around. We can't tiptoe around. We cannot dally around and just say, well, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You got the option, the right to change the trajectory or the way things are going by going to the polls and voting, and letting your voice be heard. But don't go alone, get along, and don't be silent because you don't want to be perceived as a, what is it, an agitator.
Good deal.
I know my time is up. Thank
Good
you.
deal. Good deal. Stay right there, brother.
Amen, Bishop. Amen, Bishop.
Lord, then we got a cheerleading squad over here. Cap, let me
That's
ask
a
you this.
good bishop.
Let me ask you this question here, Cap. With him leading, with Trump leading as he's leading, and knowing what he's done and how he's done it, should our heart tell us that, you know, some, and I'm trying to word this in a good way, I guess. But should we feel as though people are not as good as we want them or would hope for them to be if they're still trying to vote him as the leader of this country?
The question is, are you going to vote for him on a moral ticket? That's the question. Are you choosing your leadership on moral tickets?
Yeah.
If you choose him on a moral ticket, then of course he does not fit the grade. But if you don't care nothing about the man's morals,
come on,
then anything goes. That's one of the things about the American people. She does not choose people on a moral ticket. None of them would qualify. None of them.
Yeah, say it.
Now the American people have to wonder, what kind of leadership do you want? Do you want a leadership on a moral ticket? It will most certainly lift up the standard of the moral behavior of America. But if you already have thieves and robbers who have a history of stealing and robbing, that's the history of America.
Yes.
I'm not getting mad at me. She stole us. She stole the land from the native. That's her history. And I think the Bible said that God will visit the sins of the fathers on the children. Is she any better? Have America become better in her treatment to the people who helped build this country. So we talk politics. I have no hope in politics. I have my hope in God.
Come on.
I know that God's word is bond. I don't deal with that politics. But the politics is called the art of compromise. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's the art of compromise. You put people in office because they have the ability in your eyes to represent you and bring about a change. But in order for them to bring about a change, they have to compromise. Who want leadership to compromise? So this is what we got. And I see that as America's politics, how you want to call it. But it's no gooder than the people that vote for it.
Yep.
That's what's on my heart.
Good deal. We're going to keep this thing going. Let me go to Leonard, Kurt, Toussaint, then Willow. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
It's very important that people take the opportunity to educate themselves on government. It's not, some people so emotional. I would prefer education to emotion. And just look at the facts of the matter. I vote for Biden. I don't care if somebody got to stand behind him and hold him up. You understand me?
Good Lord.
And it's not because I just love Biden. It's because, unlike other people, I have no problem professing my commitment to democracy. I'm all about democracy. That's what I believe that is best for most people, is that they have the right to choose and that they have the opportunity to take advantage of resources wherever they may be. And all this, it just bothers me with our history and our culture in this place, that an African American could even consider supporting Donald Trump. Just like Bishop said, he's nothing more than a leader like those of the Confederacy.
Yeah.
I put a link to the website on the things that he did simply against the civil rights of Americans to exercise those things that I just mentioned. Why would you even begin? And you know how I tell folks, some of y'all drowning in the shallow end.
Good Lord.
Simply because you fail to stand up. Quit sitting around here making stupid excuses for not participating in their democracy. Some of your parents fought and joined the military that hated their guts and still segregated them, and they fight for this country. And you would vote against them? Why would you do that? Why would you even participate in a religion that forbids you to vote? Think about it. There are only a few people that don't want other people to choose, and those people are hateful, and they are selfish, and they are greedy, and they usually vote Republican.
Wow. Good deal. Good deal. Let's keep this thing going. Kurt, talk to me, brother.
You know, I'm hearing what everybody's saying, and it's really striking a chord with me. So if anybody listening think I called for this man's assassination, I did not.
Yeah.
I want to clear that up. First and foremost, what I'm saying is, if he was just a regular Joe and was living his life according to the street life, the streets would have dealt with him accordingly. That's what I'm saying. And if you don't,
Hello? Well, guys, looks like things have gotten frozen up. Please give us a moment, and we'll be, Raheem should be right back, as well as the folks that have called in on the phones. We do apologize for this interruption. So talking about the education, it's really important to make sure we're educating our kids that are coming up in proper voting procedures and things like that, and how to do research to make sure these candidates and stuff that we're going to be voting for in these positions are up to the task, and they're actually going to be upholding to the laws that were put into place. I think every state should be doing what Colorado's doing. It's in our amendments. And if our states aren't upholding the amendments, then what's the point of having those people in the positions that they're in? And to me, that plays a large factor into what's going on with our country. We talk about corrupt people all the time. Why is this not being done in other states? They have laws that they need to be upholding, and the fact that they're not is a very big problem. So what would y'all suggest? what is a good way to handle the situation that is currently going on. We make sure our current politicians and people in power are upholding the law. Or do we keep the Trump public Paul saying Trump has attacked the phone lines off of Twitch? I don't think he's got that much power. Thankfully, I am trying to reach out to find out what's going on. Today is definitely an interesting day to be talking about this topic and to have Raheen and the phone lines be turned off, or this somehow got disconnected. I do know they are working very hard to get through this technical difficulty that is currently happening. So we'll just keep the conversation going. I do know nobody can call in currently because everything. So it's. I do apologize for the blank screen. I do not have a camera, so I do apologize for that. I am not able to read all of the comments if anyone is making any. Trying to get things. Give me one moment. I'm getting everything pulled up so I can also read comments to respond, and as we wait for them to come back, just gonna take me a minute. Oh, come on, sign it. Let's see. Did that also get taken down too? I think even the TikTok got taken down. Any Christmas shopping advice? Do it now before it gets too crazy. I know a lot of places have gone on sale, and just keep an eye on what you can afford. Don't overdo it. Just remember that the more we do things of that nature, the more issues are going to go on. Give me one moment. I'm going to make a phone call real quick to find out what's going on. Give me one moment, everybody. All right, everybody. I did call in to find out what all was going on, and everything shut down, and he is getting everything reset to turn back on, and we'll be back as quick as possible, as well as the phone lines. So to continue on what we were talking for the topic of the day, it's you really have to research and learn in a lot of ways, and don't just get your source from one place. Um, because in many situations, as most people would know, when you get a story that's handed down the pipe like over and over again, some things change. Details get left out. Sometimes on accident, sometimes on purpose. So there's a lot going on with our whole system in regards to that type of nature. And once again, Twitch is over here saying Trump sent his hackers against us this morning. I think it's just part of technical difficulties that happens from time to time. I don't want to give him that much authority. He's a businessman for sure, but not what's best for the people. He's part of the inflation problem. But back to the voting, it's a wild scenario to look at. When you actually look at the votes and you look at what's going on, you look at the Electoral College and things of that nature. When a president gets elected, not by popular vote, but by the Electoral College, we got to find out who are the Electoral College, who gave them that position of power to be able to not go along with the public vote. So it's very wild when you start digging down into. Give me a sec. All right, everybody. Looks like we are going to call it here. He is not able to get back onto the to get reconnected. So I'm very grateful for everyone for tuning in this morning to the Morning Glow. As always, give blessings to Raheen and everyone that takes time out in the morning to come share their opinions and research and facts of all the topics that we talked about. And I hope everyone has a beautiful and blessed day, and we'll tune in tomorrow morning. We will be back tomorrow. So stay beautiful, and be blessed, and talk to everyone tomorrow.